Focus on community. News 15. Focus on you. News 15.
Good morning. You're watching the third hour of News 15 today, focused on family and the community. Thanks for spending part of your morning with us. I'm Jamie Angel.
I'm Taylor Trichet.
I'm Jordan Sandler. Good morning. Hope you had some good dreams last night. I had a bad dream last night.
No.
Guess what I dreamt about last night?
The weather.
The rainy weather.
No, the non-call in the Saints game.
Oh.
It kept replaying in my head, and I went
know
through
what?
the same emotions every time. But it was like over and over and over. It just wouldn't
Well,
end.
Jordan, it wasn't a dream because it actually happened.
I can cure you.
Yeah.
Baby shark, do 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 do,
Baby shark, do do. It's
Stuck
the
in your
Baby
head now.
Shark song. Now that's all I'm thinking about. So if you want to get over the Saints' loss, start singing the Baby Shark song according to Jamie, and then
Grandma.
everybody's happy.
I love this. Grandpa.
This would be
no
referee, do 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 do, referee, do do.
Can't see your darn thing.
What is happening right now? Oh my gosh.
We've entered the twilight zone here on News 15.
Is it raining yet? Is it raining yet?
For
Because
parts
I
of
feel
Acadiana, the western parishes,
I
yes.
feel like that's what's causing this craziness right now.
This is going to be some crazy weather today.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, this is going to be one of the more uncomfortable weather days that we get this winter. So we're in the 60s now. Do not dress for the 60s, dress for the 40s. This cold front is pushing into Lafayette Parish as we speak. A lot of rain behind it and hours of showers. We're going to be under the rain for most of the day. Right now, we got some light showers heading through Lafayette as this front is pushing in at the moment. Heavier downpours on the other side. Taking a look at the high-res Doppler. Mostly dry in Lafayette, and this is where we've been seeing some pockets of heavy rain heading up through Opelousas. The good news is this. This is not a stout squall line of thunderstorms. In fact, we're not seeing any lightning activity. Mostly moderate to light showers all along the line ahead of the front. We are seeing these little pockets of heavy downpours, though, like this one that's heading up toward Karen Crow. We have some others heading up toward Ebenezer and Gadon. You guys are just getting done with one of those heavy downpours as well. Hours of showers behind the cold front. So grab an umbrella. It's going to be windy. Right now we're seeing winds pick up over 10 miles an hour. And here are the temperatures, very deceiving. 66 degrees in Lafayette, but it's 51 in Jennings. We're going to be losing the 60s going into the 40s in just the next couple hours. 51 by 9 and then the 40s through the rest of the day with that 90% chance of showers out there. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through this forecast and what we can expect for the weekend ahead.
Thanks, Jordan. Voters in Lafayette Parish will not get a chance to vote on rededicating the library's surplus to infrastructure projects, at least not yet. Lafayette City Parish Council voted to defer the issue until April 9th. That means voters won't be able to vote on it until October at the earliest.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I was not fully aware of what the mayor-president just shared with us. It concerns me I did not do enough due diligence, and that he shared this information at the very last minute.
Mayor Joel Robideau is asking the e-scooter companies Bird and Lime to temporarily suspend the use of their products.
This until the state can figure out a way to accommodate them within the law. News 15's Carter Simino has more.
In separate letters to Bird and Lime, Mayor President Joel Robideau asks the e-scooter companies to voluntarily stand down while the city waits for state law to change. This because state DOTD officials say there is no law on the books that legally accommodates these scooters, at least for now.
We have been working on a legislation that is going to be proposed in the next, possibly proposed in the next legislative session that's going to address regulations pertaining to the safe operation of this mode of transportation.
In an email to city parish officials, Robideau says that after a campaign organized by Lime, that he received more than 90 emails in support of the scooters. While those who are in support of the scooters will be happy to hear that DOTD does not want to permanently ban the scooters, but to just figure out the best way for them to coexist with other forms of transportation.
We're not seeking to find a way to ban, but we're just reacting to the entry of these into the urban areas and how they're going to intersect with state roadways, and how we can incorporate them into the multimodal transportation system.
These are issues that need to be addressed because these scooters are meant to be ridden on streets. In fact, it's even printed on the scooters to avoid sidewalks. And because these scooters were dropped off without the city's knowledge, Lafayette and the rest of the state is now having to play catch-up.
This is a new mode of transportation, and we drivers and the roads, state roads, in a safe manner.
On Tuesday, Bird and Lime both agreed to temporarily pause their operations. Now the pause will last only as long as it's needed to revise current state law and pass a local ordinance.
In your Crime Watch this morning, Eunice police have made an arrest in connection with a shooting early Monday that claimed the life of 23-year-old O'Shea Daphne. Cops say 19-year-old Dorico Stevens and Daphne were friends and were together in a car when a gun in Stevens' possession fired, striking Daphne. Chief Randy Fontenot says Stevens and friends concocted the story of a drive-by shooting and that Stevens drove his wounded friend to the hospital. That's where Daphne died from a gunshot wound to the chest, all according to Fontenot. Stevens is charged with manslaughter and obstruction of justice. Daphne's Facebook page, meanwhile, has become a memorial with multiple friends offering prayers for his baby daughter.
Broussard police are seeking 2 suspects in connection with the December 5th shooting. Joseph Jackson and Jalen Harrison are accused of shooting another man in the arm and leg during a dispute over drugs. Now, if you know their whereabouts, please call Broussard Police.
And deputies with the Jeff Davis Sheriff's Office arrested this man, 31-year-old Derek Lawrence, on charges of stalking, violation of a protective order, and telephone harassment. A spokesman says Lawrence was arrested after the alleged victim showed them threatening text messages and other evidence. Well, stick around. Drew Brees is speaking out about Sunday's devastating loss to the Rams. Ron Snyder has all those details later in sports. But first, there's some storms, some rainy weather moving in. Jordan's back after the break with your full forecast.
And now, News 15 Storm Team meteorologist Jordan Sandler.
Getting up at 7:09, the rain is coming in. We're going to have some strong winds and we're going to be getting very cold. We're in the 60s right now. Do not dress for the 60s today, dress for the 40s. This is actually going to be one of the more uncomfortable winter days we've experienced thus far this season. thanks to a powerful cold front which is pushing into Lafayette Parish right now. So it's pushing into Lafayette with most of the rain behind. We've seen a little bit of rain ahead of the fronts, but we're about to get hit with a wall of rain that's going to stay over us for most of the day. Taking a look at the high-res Doppler, Lafayette still dry, but Scott Dewsaw, you guys are getting the rain. Pockets of heavy downpours now coming north of the I-10, heading through Sunset, heading through Opelousas. Fortunately, the line is broken up, so we're not seeing a steady line of thunderstorms. In fact, we're likely not going to see any lightning at all. Just seeing these pockets of heavy downpours. We're seeing some of them come through Ebenezer now. Rain, get ready. Another set of heavy downpours coming your way. Gaydon drying out, but more of them coming on through all the way up through Vermilion Parish as well. And this is just the start of a lot of rain. Hours of showers still coming our way. This is what we call overrunning rain, where first you get the front and then you get the rain through the day. We will definitely be under the showers until the early afternoon, maybe until the late afternoon as well. So grab your umbrella, get ready for the wind. Wind speeds picking up over 10 miles an hour. It's going to be really windy through the day with a constant wind speed around 14 miles an hour with some wind gusts over 25. And take a look at the temperatures. So here we go, 66 degrees in Lafayette. It may feel comfortable outside for just about anything, but wear a warm jacket. You might feel kind of awkward walking around in a warm jacket when it's 66 degrees, 67 in Breaux Bridge, but we're about to drop into the 40s in just the next couple hours. It's already 51 degrees in Jennings, where we got the front, 49 in Ville Platte. We're going to be dropping down to the 40s by about 9 o'clock, 45 degrees according to this model. Still getting some heavy rain. Now, the thunderstorm activity should stay off to the east. They're going to start seeing some thunderstorms down here, maybe Morgan City, Houma. We're going to stay away with that. We're not going to see any severe weather through the day, just the heavy rain. And most of the rain should start getting on the lighter side after 10 o'clock, and then we're going to be staying with steady showers through most of the day, dropping into the 40s, maybe the low 40s by the afternoon. 3 o'clock, western parishes should be starting to dry out according to this model, and the rest of us should be dry by about 5 o'clock as we drop into the low 40s. So late afternoon, low 40s with the wind. It's going to be feeling like we're in the 30s. So drive time home, make sure you got your warmest jacket on. Very wintry today. And then we dip down to the 30s tonight with clearing skies. Before you go to bed tonight, bring in the plants, bring in the pets. We're going to hit a light freeze tomorrow morning, right around 32 degrees. In terms of the rainfall, we could be getting a lot of it in a short period of time from now all the way till about noon, possibly about half an inch, possibly over an inch according to this model. And we may get 2 inches by noon alone. This could lead to some ponding on the roads, maybe some localized flooding. It shouldn't last long. It shouldn't linger as the rain is going to get lighter through the rest of the day, but we could certainly get over an inch of rain today, possibly 2, so be careful on the roads out there. We're going to be staying under the showers for a while. 90% chance of rain till the early afternoon, 60% chance at 3 p.m., staying with that strong northwest wind around 14 miles an hour. The breeze is going to calm down a bit for the evening. We dry out, and then we dip into the 30s. Waking up with that light freeze tomorrow morning, right around 31 degrees. Cold yet sunny, and the wind's going to calm down tomorrow. We stay sunny through the weekend. Our next powerful cold front coming Monday. In the meantime, just try to brave the weather today, and we're going to get that sunshine coming on in tomorrow. Make it a great one. We're going to be right back after the break.
Welcome back. It's 7:15. Our resident just say no guru.
Yeah.
Etiquette guru Lindley Jones.
I say no to you.
All the time. She was just hoping that I would fall out my chair earlier.
I thought it would be a great shot if your chair, because your chair was wobbling, and if you fell over, I could show people what to do if people fall.
Okay,
I
we'll
would
try.
use-
We'll try that
The
another
answer is
time.
You don't pay attention. You don't notice.
Some other time.
Yeah.
But we do have some viewer submitted questions for you.
I know, this is so much fun.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the first one.
Okay.
Hey Lindley, I have a question for you. I have 3 dogs, and they're like my babies, and we travel back and forth to Texas on a regular basis to see my family. The girls always travel with us. Is it necessary for me to ask my parents every time we come if it's all right if we bring them, or should it just be understood that because they're my dogs and they're my babies, they're coming along with me? Thanks so much.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so family is so hard. Do you have to ask every time? Probably. But so what I would do first is say, hey, Mom, Dad, do you mind if I bring my dogs? You have to ask one time and then say, and should I ask every time, or is it just understood that I can bring them every time I come? But just to assume, okay, so that's the answer, but just to assume that you can bring your dogs because they're your babies and that you love them is probably not a good idea.
I was talking to Taylor about this earlier, and she says, you know, her dog is her sidekick, goes everywhere with her. So on the first time, you say, hey, I have these dogs, they go everywhere with me. So when I come to visit, can we understand that I'm going to be bringing the dogs?
Okay, I understand that part of it. The problem is, does your dog pee?
All dogs pee, Lindley.
I'm not in my house though. I mean, there's just things. Just because you
Is the
love
dog
your,
trained?
Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. It's not always about you, and because you love your dogs, that is a great thing. But not everybody loves your dogs like you do. And so just to assume that it's a perfect world and everybody's going to love your dogs and let you bring them is wrong. And then you need to bring every single thing that dog could possibly need and watch that dog and take care of that dog. But I think you have to ask permission to bring a dog to somebody's house
Every
and then
time.
Well, I would say at least the first time, and then
Okay,
say,
so that's what I was
say,
asking.
do I need to check every time? Because you don't know, maybe they have somebody with allergies staying too. So am I answering you? Like, I'm not. So yes, you ask them the first time, and then say, would you like me to ask you every time I bring them, or is this enough?
Okay, so you can just knock
an
it out the
understanding.
first go round.
Yes.
And-
But don't just assume you can bring your dogs with you everywhere. I love Taylor, and you know, people have dogs, love you, but you can't always just bring your dogs because you love them. Not
Her
everybody
dog is
loves.
super cute. I will
What if
give
you're
her
a
that.
cat person? My house is filled with cats. Mine isn't, but
I don't think you should ever bring cats anywhere.
what's the difference? They're people's babies.
Because more people don't like cats and they smell.
Okay, so
The litter
judgmental.
box
I
and-
can't even talk to you about that. No.
Well, you can't just.
Well, just because people are cats. What if I want to bring I do not have cats. But what if I want to bring my 3 cats to my mom's house?
I would
Why-
say absolutely not.
that is so unfair. It's not etiquetely correct to be like that.
Etiquetely
Yeah,
correct.
it's not right. So I'm just saying, be careful. It's not always about you two. I know that we love stuff.
It's not always about me. Okay.
Sorry, cat lovers.
We have another question, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, come back,
Okay.
answer some more of your viewer questions. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I just want to say, in the previous segment, I mentioned cats. I love cats, and if you want to bring your cats with you, Melissa,
That's because people are already calling in.
by all means,
to the
please
station.
do.
Yeah.
Kitty needs
Sorry,
to go for a
Melissa.
ride. All right, we have another question.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look.
Hello, Lindley. My question is in regards to picking up food at a restaurant. What is the appropriate amount to tip, or is a tip required at all? Thank you.
Okay, so picking up your food at a restaurant, no tip. Absolutely not. So Chinese, you do not tip when you pick up your food.
Okay.
And especially, like, one of my pet peeves is like yogurt. So I go to a yogurt place, I fix my own yogurt, I put my own toppings on it, and I set it on the machine, and they ring me up, and then there's this huge please tip jar. I'm like, for what?
But these are kids working, probably trying to pay for school.
I'm not responsible for their college education.
Oh,
No.
cut them a break.
No.
You're that mean
I'm
woman
not
that.
mean, but tips have gotten so out of control. I mean, you tip people, I'm not going to say it, but you tip people who you need to repeat, you repeat service with. And so,
Okay.
if there's people that you, like your housekeepers,
But if you're already paying your housekeeper.
but you tip them at least once a year, one whole thing. We've already talked.
Yeah.
You do tip. You have
But I
to
guess
tip
if you're in a hotel,
hairdressers,
if you're in a hotel room and you're staying for a few days,
then you tip the
you
maid
leave a
because
little
you're
bit
going
of
to
money.
get return. It's
You know
prompt
what?
service.
I don't like when the maid, like, you leave your stuff on the counter and they think it's their tip, so they take it.
Well, no, I usually leave a note. You need to leave a note, thank you for the room and then the money. But look, people, don't get stressed out about tipping. If you're at a restaurant, yes, the tip depends on how great the service
Yeah,
is.
but you tip beforehand.
Sometimes, a lot of times I tip beforehand, yes.
Okay, explain that again.
Like when I'm poolside, I'll hand a 20 to the whoever and say, I'll be here all
What kind
day.
of pools are you going to?
I'm on vacation.
Oh.
I'm just saying that when you pay ahead of time, because then you pay afterwards too. So tipping is a great thing if it's used correctly, but it's not guilt or you're not obligated to it.
You know what, I feel horrible because I realized the other day, you explained you should leave a little something for the mailman, around the holidays. So we bought a card and everything, and we were going to put a little gift card in there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, did we ever give?
Do it.
Nope.
Yeah. So Christmas, also
Sorry.
November, if you want to skip Christmas and do Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day, those are great times to tip extra for people that repeat service to you. But like in the old days when you'd go to one restaurant because there was only one and the person who waited tables would know you, they'd have your drink on the table, they'd have your favorite food ready. That's why people started tipping. It's not to supplement income.
Oh, cheap Lindley over here.
I know,
All right.
you're usually the cheap one. I'm just saying.
Thank you so much, Lindley,
My
for your
pleasure.
insight. And send us your questions, news15today@kadn.com or news@kadn.com, or find us on Facebook. Stay with us. We have more coming up after the break.
I think you might have just, because when we leave. All right, 2 minutes and 20 seconds before they come to us. Megan Woods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm here with Jackie Miller, and she is the traditional Mardi Gras mask making instructor. Okay. I should warn you, I'm going to seem a lot more excited once they tell us go. I don't want to throw you off. Uh-oh.
Hey, good morning and welcome back. Megan Woods here live at Tesh Center for the Arts in Breaux Bridge. I'm standing next to Miss Jackie Miller. She is the traditional Mardi Gras mask making instructor here. And tell us a little bit about these masks, traditional Mardi Gras masks.
These masks, I'm from Iota, Louisiana, the home of the Iota Timamu Mardi Gras celebration. We have a festival downtown Iota, and our Mardi Gras all wear the traditional mask.
Okay.
I've been making these masks for about 45 years. I started making them for my children, and now I'm making them for anybody that wants them. And I do classes for people who are interested in learning to make the traditional. And I try to instruct people about the tradition of these masks because they come from France many years ago. French people brought them here with them. The Cajuns brought the mask, and they brought the tradition of the Mardi Gras with them when they came.
Right, so you create the costumes, and then you also have a book for kids and adults to learn a little bit about that history, right?
Yes, I do. I wrote this book after the Mardi Gras last year, and it's to inform children and adults if they're not informed, and a lot of them are not, about why they do certain things at the Mardi Gras. Most people run Mardi Gras for the fun of it, but there's a reason for most of the things that they're doing. And it's all explained in here, and the children get the message of why they're doing certain things.
Okay, and so your class is February 9th right here at Tesh Center for the Arts, right? And so just explain what kids are going to be able to do.
They're going to be able to go home with a traditional Mardi Gras mask, Timamu Mardi Gras mask, and with the nose and the screen. They always use a screen mask, and I'll come with the screens prepared, and all the children do decorate their mask. And they decorate it like they want it in their own imagination.
And so later this morning we have some kids here, and we're going to be making some masks, which I'm super excited for. And so that class again is February 9th, 2 to 4, and it's $35 to register. And if you're interested, we'll have that information on kadn.com. But as for right now, we have to go to commercial break. We'll be right back.